Yes lads, welcome back to the channel for another video, and it is now time for me to predict the League 2 table for the 2021-2022 League 2 season, where I will be going through every single position where I think they will finish, and I will be comparing this season to last season to see how they finished last season to where I predicted them this year. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, please make sure to smash a like and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 1.3 thousand subscribers. If we're going to hit that very soon, it'll be absolutely fantastic. And also, please make sure to comment down below, where I put your team, whether you're happy with it or whether you think I'm completely wrong. Whatever you think about where I put your team, please let me know in the comments section below. We will be going from 24th up to top. Maybe we might not go into too much detail about certain teams or certain positions. We most definitely will be going from 24th up to first in the table. So stay tuned and have a look at my prediction. Let's get on to the first. So in 24th place, I've gone with newly promoted Sutton United. They've come up through the National League. They had a very good season last year in the National League, played some really good football, obviously won the National League, and that's why, they are in League 2. But I just don't see them, making the step up from non-league football to, football league level. I know a lot of teams in the National League these days are professionally run, and they run like professional clubs, which I get, but I just don't think they're going to have the quality compared to a lot of the League 2 teams. I just don't think they're going to be up to the standard of League 2 football. So I've got Sutton United to finish in bottom, 24th place in, their first ever season at this level. So let's have a look who else I've got to get relegated from League 2. 21st, I've got Swindon Town. I just don't see Swindon being able to focus on League 2 football. There's been a lot going on at that club. John McGreal was in charge, didn't even manage a single game, I don't think. There's a lot of off-field troubles at Swindon, and players are signing are then leaving the club in this same window. And it could be a right mess for Swindon this year. They could, easily finish bottom and just absolutely plummet down the league. Obviously, they did finish 23rd last season. They could finish 23rd again. That's where I've got them. But I just don't see Swindon being able to focus their mind after everything that's gone on. I just think, losing Scott Twine as well, who for me is a massive part for them. He was for us last season when he was on loan for the first half of the season, and we saw how much we missed him from that first half of the season compared to the second part of the season. But I think Swindon are going to struggle massively. I've got them to go for a double relegation down into League 1. I've got them for a double relegation, into the National League. So those are the two teams that I think are going to get relegated, Swindon and Sutton United. 22nd place, it is the other newly promoted team. It is Hartlepool United. And I really like what Hartlepool are doing. They haven't been in the Football League for a long time. Obviously, we know that famous Jeff Stelling moment, to do with us, that was. We sent him down and Hartlepool down. But I like what they're doing. They've got some decent players there. They battled well in the National League. They got themselves into 4th. Then they went through the elimination playoff in the National League. Then they got through the semi-final, and then they dramatically got past Torquay United as well. So they've done really well, Hartlepool, and obviously they've been in this league before, like Barrow when they came up. They've been at this level. They know exactly what it takes to stay up. I know they're not amazing at this level. They're not going to come up and win the league, I don't think, and a lot of people will probably not put them in the top half. But they have got League 2 experience, and they do know what it takes to get points in this division. They know it's tough. They know it's going to be dirty at times, but I think they will get just enough points to survive relegation. So I've got Hartlepool in 21st is another newly relegated team. It's Rochdale again, a team that has been on the verge of League 1 relegation for a little while now, but they just stayed up consistently, which is good for them. But this year last season they finally plummeted down into League 2, and I think they're going to struggle massively again. Last season they started the season quite decent, but then they just dropped off to how Rochdale always end League 1, really, where it's always a battle for survival. Normally they survive with 4 or 5 games to go, and then it looks comfortable, even though in the major scheme of it, it's not. And I think they're going to struggle again in this division. They're coming down from League 1, and I think a lot of teams coming down from League 1 do struggle in League 2 because they think they're the big boys. They think they're the ones that are going to come down and go straight back up, and it's not happened that way a lot. I don't think a lot of teams have come down and walked the league, going back up again. And I don't think that's going to be the same for Rochdale. So yeah, I've got Rochdale to finish in 20th place. I've got Oldham Athletic. There is not much to say about Oldham. There's a lot of troubles there going on. You know, pretty much all of their pre-season games have all been trialists. They're very, you know, they're in a bad state, put it this way. Oldham Athletic are in a very bad state, and I just don't see how they're going to, you know, galvanise a squad to go for top half, go playoffs. That's why I think they're just going to have a boring season, basically. They're just going to be stuck in 20th. They might, you know, go up a few places. They could even go down, Oldham, depending on how, you know, the teams below them perform. But again, it's another season where, you know, they finished 18th last season. It's another season between, you know, the 16th and 20th mark where they're just not troubling anyone and they're just staying in that position. And I don't see Oldham, you know, pushing any further than 20th for me. So yeah, Oldham in 19th place. I've got Scunthorpe United. Last season they finished 22nd and narrowly survived relegation to the National League. And again, I think it's going to be similar to Oldham. There's just not enough quality in the squad to push on. I don't think they have a true goal scorer who's going to bag the goals for them, and that's a worrying side. In this division, you need someone who if it is going completely tits up, you can say, right, at least we've got him to bag 10, 15 goals this season. But I don't think, looking at the Scunthorpe squad, they have anyone in the ranks that can do that. They did have Aisha, who a lot of people, thought was going to bag a lot of goals, and he's not really lived up to the expectations. And I just don't think they have someone, like I say, that you can pinpoint. He will score the goals, basically. And I think they're going to struggle again this season. In 18th, I've got Barrow, another team that, struggled a lot last season, but did stay up. They finished in 21st last season, but I've got them to finish in 18th. Again, I think they will survive. I don't think that the quality of their team is enough to not stay in the league. They've brought in some decent players. Like Zanzala is a good signing, but they're losing like Quigley. You've lost goals in Quigley, Callum Gribben. You've lost a bit of the creativity from him as well. And I just think it's going to be an average season for Barrow. They're probably going to have some bad moments and some good moments, basically, and it's just going to be bang average. I know I've put them in 18th, and 18th place is only four or five places away from relegation, but I think it's going to be one of those seasons where, looking at the end of the season, it's pretty comfortable that they weren't going to go down, but at points maybe they might have looked like they were going to go down. But for me, Barrow are one of those teams where I don't see getting relegated for a few seasons now. They could be just solid League 2 team in between like 16th and 18th, around that area, for the next few seasons, really, because they don't have a part of their game where you could say they're definitely going down, basically. So that's why I put Barrow, in 17th place. I've gone with quite a boring one. I've gone with the team that finished 17th place last season in Harrogate Town. Obviously, last season was their first ever season at this level, just like it is for Sutton this season. And a lot of people, including me, did say Harrogate were going to go down last year, but they didn't. They surprised the odds and actually finished in a reasonably good 17th place. And they pulled off some very good results against Bradford. They beat Newport as well. They beat Cambridge as well close to the end of the season before Cambridge ultimately got promoted. So, there is signs in the Harrogate team that they can turn teams over, and they have done that. And I just don't see them getting relegated. I really don't see, again, with Barrow, I don't see there being one part of their game where it's relegation, candidates. They're solid all over the pitch for me, and that's why I've gone for 17th. Last season, 17th. This season, I've gone 17th as well. Barrow, Harrogate, can't speak. In 16th place, I've got Stevenage. Again, mid-table, they finished 14th last season, so, a few places drop off, but I think the league is a little bit stronger this year compared to last season, and I think Stevenage are going to feel the effect of that, and they're going to drop 2 places ultimately due to that. And I think there is positive signs in the Stevenage rank. I like what they're doing. I like what Vale is doing around Stevenage. He's building something good there, and I think maybe, if not this season, next season they could push for a top half, even playoff place. I just don't think it's going to happen this year. Like I say, the teams above them have just that little bit extra in quality, and I think that's going to be the reason where Stevenage have dropped 2 places, just because the quality of the field, the quality of the league has just upped a little bit. But yeah, Stevenage, in 15th place, I've gone with Port Vale. Last season they finished 2 places higher, in 13th, and again, the same reason with Stevenage. I think they're going to drop 2 places in the league because of how strong it is, and a little bit harder to get into the top half and into the playoff places. they've made some decent signings and they've got a decent squad there. The manager knows exactly what Port Vale need, and he's recruited well in this summer. And I think they're definitely not a team that will go down. I just don't think they have enough quality in the squad and enough squad depth to go for a top half / promotion or even playoff place. So I think Crawley, you will finish in Port Vale. Sorry, you will finish in 15th. I'm really messing this up in this episode. So 14th place, I've got Crawley. Again, last season they finished 12th, 2 places below in 14th. It's going to be a decent season this year for Crawley. I'd never see Crawley as a team that's going to go down. Maybe the first season when they came up from the National League, potentially. Like every newly promoted team, you always, shadow that bit of doubt. But I don't think Crawley lack anything in a certain area. They're really all well-rounded. They've signed well. They recruited well. Definitely a team that could easily push up into the playoffs, and I really am excited to see what Crawley do this season, whether it is where I'm predicting mid-table, bottom half mid-table, or whether it is higher up the league. I just don't see them getting relegated. 2 places off from last season. I'm saying 14th. 13th place, just below mid-table, I've put Northampton Town, a team that finished 22nd in League One last season. Very disappointing year from Northampton after getting promoted to League One via the League Two playoffs against Exeter, and a team that have a lot of talent in their ranks and a lot of players who could easily guide Northampton straight back up to League One. But I just don't see them having squad depth. They have a really good starting 11 and a few players beyond that. But when you start digging, beyond that, if you get injuries, suspensions and stuff like that, if you start digging deep into the squad depth, there's not really much there. And personally, I've gone with them to finish 13th. Like I said, I don't think they're going to go straight back up. I think they might stay in League Two for a few seasons before they potentially mount a promotion challenge. But I've got Northampton in 13th. 12th place, mid-table for League Two, I've got Mansfield Town, the team that finished 16th last season and have struggled quite a little bit over the last couple of seasons. Obviously, reaching the League Two playoff semi-final a few seasons ago when they did lose to my team, Newport County, on penalties. And from there, you thought they were going to bounce back. I actually thought they were going to win the league or come in the top 3 last season, and just really disappointed me. They probably are the biggest, the biggest financially backed teams in the league, or one of. Obviously, we know who the biggest financially backed team in the league is. But there's a lot of money from Mansfield, and they always seem to buy a load of players. They don't really not spend money. They spend money on players, which is another reason why you think they're going to automatically go up every year, or go up every year that they're in League Two, but it just doesn't seem to happen. And I think it's that cliche that money doesn't buy you success, and for Mansfield it hasn't worked recently. But I've got them to finish in 12th. It's steady progress from last season, 16th, but they probably want a little bit more with what they've pumped in. In 11th place then, and in the top half, the first team in the top half is Bradford City. Finished 15th last season, but I've got them to finish 4 places higher this term. I think there's a team there that can definitely challenge, high up the league table. And in Bradford, there's a team that will fight and will definitely give it their all in every single game. The history of Bradford City, massive club, huge club for this level, and I think they will eventually get out of the league. I've seen a lot of people put them in the top 3 in playoffs. A lot of people are tipping Bradford this year for potentially getting promoted. I've not gone on that bandwagon. I just don't see, like I said, I keep saying, the top 8, top 7 that I've got in my predictions. I just think they're a bit stronger than everyone else. And yeah, I've got Bradford to finish in 11th. But don't be disappointed, Bradford fan. The Bantams are definitely on their way. 10th place, I've got Colchester United, a team that finished in 20th last season and could have got relegated to the National League, but did survive the drop in League Two, and they've done really well in this transfer window. Signed the likes of Cole Skuse, Luke Chambers from Ipswich Town, and it's definitely a team that are on the way up. I don't think they're going to have the season that they had last season. Don't forget they were in the playoffs 2 seasons ago as well. Ultimately lost to Exeter in the semi-final. But definitely a team that deserves to be in the top half and fighting for promotion. Very good team, very good club, really nice club as well. And like I said, the signings of those 2 Ipswich players are probably going to be huge to them this season, and I've put them in 10th place. In 9th place, I've got Walsall. I think last season they finished 19th, very disappointing. And I know what I'm about to say is probably so controversial and unpopular, but the signing of Josh Labardi from us is going to be monumental to Walsall this season. You know, a lot of people don't realise how important a box-to-box midfielder is, defensive midfielder in, you know, a team's success, building out from the back, bringing the ball forward. I think Josh Labadie is going to be absolutely huge to Walsall this season. I think they could even be in the playoffs. I think he is that much of a boost. I know they've lost Peter Clark and Cameron Norman as well. But, you know, it is what it is, basically. They've lost two good players and they've got an absolute world-class, well, not world-class, but for this level, he is unbelievable, Josh Labadie, and I think he's going to walk straight into their team and become a huge part of their success. 10 places from last season is a huge jump. I'm not saying Josh Labadie on his own can carry Walsall up the table, but I think, you know, adding him into a decent Walsall side is definitely going to help. I've put Walsall. The team that I think is going to miss out on the playoffs in 8th place is Tranmere Rovers. Finished 7th last season and just about got into the playoffs. Didn't make it to the playoff final as they lost to Morecambe over 2 legs. The eventual winners of the playoffs, Morecambe beating Newport. But about Tranmere, you know, they've lost some decent players that helped them last season massively. I just don't see where Tranmere are going to get goals from, personally. I mean, you know, you could prove me wrong, but I just think, you know, there's not that. They didn't score a lot of goals from their attacking line last season, apart from their striker. But, you know, Vaughan, I couldn't even think of his name, James Vaughan. Apart from Vaughan, I don't think a lot of goals came from up front. I think it was more in the midfield. You know, creating, you know, opportunities and stuff like that and scoring goals from the midfield. But I think they are going to get close to the playoffs. Like I say, narrowly missing out is what I've gone for. They could easily get into the playoffs or they could easily struggle. Tranmere are a weird side, but I've got them to finish in 8th. So there were 7. The playoffs, the playoffs and the automatic promotion places. And in 7th place, I've gone with Carlisle United, a team that were top of the league for some parts last season. Very, very disappointed to not get into the playoffs. They deserved it so badly. They had a lot of games postponed that they had to catch up on, and that probably played a part mentally in why they didn't get the playoffs, because, you know, they were thinking, you know, we've got this many games in hand, you know, if we win them, we go into the playoffs and stuff like that. And for me, my point is always I want to get points on the board rather than games in hand. I think it's just so much easier mentally. Just to keep your mind at rest more than anything else. But I think Carlisle, the sign of Tristan Abrahams is huge. He's going to bag Carlisle goals as well this season. And they've signed Zach Clough as well, which is another fantastic signing. And I really do think, you know, with bolstering the midfield and obviously Tristan Abrahams up front as well, scoring goals for them, definitely a playoff place is, for me, minimum target for Carlisle. They could easily get automatically promoted, but I'm saying Carlisle in 7th. 6th place, I've gone with Leyton Orient, and I think this is going to be a huge season for Leyton Orient. You know, they finished 11th last season, mid-table, but this season I really do see them pushing massively into the playoffs. Kenny Jackett, you know, managing the squad is a very good name for this level, you know, championship quality manager potentially. But he is there as well. They brought in some quality players like Dennis Prattley, Omar Beckles and Theo Archibald on loan from Lincoln. So there is definitely growth for this Leyton Orient squad to get into the playoffs. I really think playoffs is minimum for them again, just like Carlisle with the signings they've made and the manager they've got. There's definitely a potentially automatic promotion season for Leyton Orient, but I've got them to finish in 6th place and get into the playoffs. 5th place, I've gone with my boys, Newport County. We finished 5th last season. I've got 5th again for us. Yes, we lost the likes of Josh Sheard and Josh Labadie. Tristan Abrahams as well scored a lot of goals for us, including 2 against Swansea and 1 against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. Sorry for fans of those teams. But yeah, I think a lot of quality did go from the squad as well. We had Brandon Cooper, Scott Twine. I know they were only loanees for the first half of last season, but still, they were positions that really helped us thrive in that, you know, between September and August, between September and December. We really played well in those first few months of the season. And ultimately, you know, we were really good last season. But I think the signs we made this year, I really like the sign of Ed Upson. I think Timmy Abraham's going to score goals for us. Baker Richardson potentially as well. He wasn't that good at Swansea, but maybe at this level he can bag goals in as well. And I also like, you know, the recruitment, keeping the likes of Aaron Lewis and Mickey Demetrio, Lewis Collins tying him down for a contract as well, and especially signing Joe Day. I mean, in this league, you need a huge goalkeeper that's going to keep clean sheets, keep you in games, and I think Joe Day will do that this season, and Townsend behind him as well for competition is only going to help. So yeah, I've got us to finish in 5th place. 4th place, I've got Forest Green Rovers. Last season they finished in 6th place, and I've got them to finish in the playoffs again. With Forest Green, my reason behind it is they've been in the playoffs for 3 years now, or this will be their 3rd season in the League 2 playoffs, so they know exactly how to get in here, and they know exactly what it takes to get enough points on the board to be consistent and stuff like that. And I really think they're going to have a positive season again. The likes of Jamil Matt obviously staying, but his goals are going to absolutely kill some oppositions in this league. He scored against us last season. Yes, they've lost Aaron Collins, but I think having Jamil Matt to complement losing Collins, Matt's going to get a lot of goals. They've got solid centre backs with Billy Cargill as well, and Stevens is very good at left wing back, and they've got some really good results in pre-season as well. They've only lost 2-1 to both Swansea and Cardiff in pre-season, both at the New Lawn as well. So there's definitely positive to take as a Forest Green fan, and yeah, I've got you to finish in 4th place. Let's have a look at the automatic promotion place. In 3rd place, I've gone with a shock. I've gone Exeter City. Last season they finished in 9th, but I've got them to finish 6 places higher this season in 3rd place. And the reason behind this, I really like the signs of Giovanni Brown, Callum Rowe from Aston Villa as well, and Jonathan Grounds from Swindon. 3 huge signings for them at this level. Giovanni Brown, really good player, I really like him. Callum Rowe's a very decent up-and-coming player from Aston Villa, and Jonathan Grounds, league or EFL experience through his skin, former Swindon Town player. And I really do think Exeter are a dark horse this season. A lot of people are just going to probably put them, 8th, 9th, 10th, just about outside the playoffs. But I really do see, a potential shock. This could be them getting automatic promotion. I don't know what Exeter fans are thinking ahead of the season. I don't know whether they're, excited, whether they're nervous, what their expectation actually is. But I really do think that, this squad that they've got and the signings that they've made could definitely mount a automatic promotion challenge. I don't see them winning the league, but automatic promotion in 3rd place. 2nd place, I've got Bristol Rovers, a team that finished 24th place in League One last season. The signings that they've made is absolutely unreal. Nick Hampton, Aaron Collins, Paul Coops, Mark Hughes, Brett Pittman as well, absolute Harry Anderson from Lincoln. The squad that they are building is absolutely sensational. But a lot of people are going to put them first, and hence that's why I put them second. I just think all of the hype about Bristol Rovers, the media's going to be backing them, the bookies are going to be backing them, all of even neutral fans are going to be backing Bristol Rovers to win the league. So I've just dropped them 1 place into 2nd. I think they're going to have a solid season this year, potentially could win it. They probably will win it. I've just got them in 2nd. But some of the signings they've made, even Luke Thomas on loan from Barnsley, is a very good signing. And they've recruited well. They've got Joey Barton in. I know there's a lot going on with him at the moment, but as a manager, he's a very good manager. Got so much out of Fleetwood, he just couldn't get that final bit out of Fleetwood. Hence why he left. But I think he's going to do unbelievably well at this level. I think Bristol Rovers are going to succeed a lot this season. I've got them in 2nd. Win Sky Bet League 2 for the 2021-2022 season is Salford City. I've got Salford to win the league. The signings they've made, the likes of Matty Lund from Rochdale, McElhenney from Oldham, and then the double sign of Tom King and Liam Shepherd from us. I think it's just unbelievable. They're acting like a big club. They're finally realising, maybe they don't need to buy the players, or get players from higher leagues. They need to start getting players who have got League 1 and League 2 experience, and all 4 of those names that I read out have exactly that. Tom King, very good goalkeeper at this league, same as Liam Shepherd. He proved last season he's a fantastic right back. And Matty Lund, very good midfielder, the same as Conor McElhenney up front as well. So there is going to be goals next season for them, a lot of them. And I really do see Salford as a team that are going to win the league. I think they're going to be tipped as well. I know they have lost, their goalkeeper Hladecki, very good goalkeeper, Bruno Adrande as well. There are players that have been left, but I really do think the squad they've got, they will win the League 2 next season. And there we are, those are my League 2 2021-2022 predictions. Please do make sure to smash a like. We're going to aim for 40 likes on this one, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, and please make sure to comment down below as well, whether you disagree with where I put your team, whether you agree, whether I'm wrong about certain things, anything that you want to talk about or discuss in the comment section below. Please make sure to comment, and I will be responding to as many comments as I can, so please make sure to get your comments in down below. And yeah, if you have enjoyed this, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. League One predictions will be out tomorrow, Championship predictions the day after, and then we'll have my Oldham preview on Friday night or Friday evening ahead of the League Two season. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. As always, up the county. Cheerio.